Hi everyone, it is May 7th, which is a Sunday, and it is 2023. And Timmy and I are out here in the greenhouse, and I thought I'd give you a little walkabout and show you what I've been up to. Basically, we've been going to make even nice rows of the plants. And in the wintertime, we had them all pushed together on one side with some insulation around, so they would be more protected for the winter. So let's go for a little walkabout. There we are. So this is the greenhouse. As you probably remember if you saw other videos, it's pretty large. There's two sections here in the greenhouse. There's a front section, and it's a little smaller than the back section. And there's a little dividing wall right here. So what we did this year is we decided that in this smaller section we would place all the trees, and then in the larger back section we would mostly put berry bushes and some trailing plants and all. So let's take a walk and I'll show you what we have. It's just starting to leaf out, these plants. It's very exciting. It always makes me smile. All right, so starting here on the trees, these are persimmons, and they have not leafed out yet, so we always want to make sure that they're at least leafing out before we sell any. These are our hardy almonds, and they're really pretty, and we have big trees out back, and they just drop the almonds all the time. And then we have some peach and pear, and over here are peach ones. We have a couple of different types of peach on the property. We have blushing star, but some of them cross-pollinate, so when that happens you're just never 100% sure which type they are. Then over in the next two rows we have several of the pawpaws, and we're patiently waiting for them to leaf out. This row are the smaller pawpaws, and these are the larger pots of the pawpaws. So there's a good group of them. So I'll keep you updated when they start to leaf out. Over here we have some peonies. So they make those beautiful flowers. And in the buckets, we're waiting to see if some of the nuts that we planted are going to come up, and then we can put them in pots. There's some apple here, there's some pig nut, I think there's some, there might be some hickory in here. And when we walk to the other side, and there of course is our little helper, Timmy. He always follows us around like a dog. We have fig trees, so they are now leafing out nicely. And that's all of this is fig trees. And these are maples. We have ones that have more green leaves, ones that are more red. And these are our service berries. They make such pretty flowers. And the bees are always coming along to help themselves. And these two rows are the Chinese chestnuts. And we have several of those planted on the front of our property along the road. And they actually last year were dropping some chestnuts, and of course all the wildlife just love them. So they're coming along very nicely, leafing out. In this little row here we have 3 pussy willow plants and a high bush cranberry right here. So those are the ones, the earlier ones to leaf out. And this whole row coming along is the shagbark hickory. My girlfriend gave me a bunch of nuts, and they made little trees last year, so we're patiently waiting for them to go ahead and leaf out for us. The curly willows are doing very nicely. This whole row is really looking great. And alongside of them, coming along, I'll go right down, you can see leafing out. These are all of our thornless honey locusts. So these are the trees, and you could probably hear the Canada geese landing in the pond. They're friends with our duck. He's quacking at them right now. Ah, there's two pair of geese, and the one pair is not happy with the other pair chasing them away. Maybe you can see them fly by on the video there. There they go. We have a pair of Canadian geese that come back every single year and hang out with our duck. And then they become a little possessive over the pond. We've named them Elvis and Priscilla. No. So, continuing on the greenhouse, now that the geese are happy, these rows here are the thornless blackberries, and they taste absolutely delicious. And they're just starting to get their leaves coming. So you can see here. So we have several rows of them. So we'll give them a little more time for them all to leaf out. I can't wait to eat some of these blackberries this year. Okay. And these are black currants. They're a little on the tart side, but they're the most nutritious. And these are also black currants coming right along here too. They make great jam. These are some raspberries, red raspberries, and this row is ornamental grass. We have maidenhair, and then the other kind that the white and green leaves. So you can see some of them are just starting to get their new shoots come up. These are hardy kiwi, and these are honeyberries. They taste very, very similar to blueberries, except they're not quite as sweet. They're the same color, but they're a little more elongated. The row next to them are elderberries. And you can see they're all starting to come up from their roots on the bottom. They have the coolest looking leaves, the way they're split and serrated on the sides. These are another type of currant. They're called pink currants. I believe they're a cross between the red currant and the white currant. And this section, and I'll pan over, these are all red currants. And they're delicious. They're not as tart as the black currants. A lot of people really love these. And they're leafed out nicely. And they have the little flowers. I'll just get really close. Maybe you can see that. And there's always bees humming around in here, getting their nectar. Here's a little bee getting some nectar from the gooseberry. So these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows, 5 sections, actually more rows, of the gooseberries. And they taste absolutely delicious. And they have cool little flowers that kind of hang right down there. These are burning bushes. They're the ones that get really red in the fall time. So I think we have 7 of those. And lastly, we have a whole section of hostaberries. And they also taste delicious. I just saw a bee. I was going to zoom in for you, but it just flew off. But they have, their flowers have a little more reddish to them. Let's see if I can get close. Here's one a little bit. But they are pretty cool looking. So, and that goes all the way over to here. So, where we're at now is the greenhouse is organized at least into what we have in nice rows. We've been watering the plants in between when it's not raining, and they seem to be doing very well and responding and making their flowers and leaves, and we're just trying to be patient till they all start having their beautiful leaves come out. So I will keep you updated. And again, thank you very much for hanging out with me on the little greenhouse tour. And if you like, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and have a joyous, beautiful day. Take care, you guys. Nice seeing you again. Bye-bye.